Back, guys.
You-
Oh,
Welcome.
everybody's so quiet
Look
under
at
the
this guy.
stress. What you drinking there? Maybe it's like nice advertisement. Red Bull. You know
It's with
what to do.
sugar or free sugar?
Sugar.
Nice,
You
nice.
should go zero.
No.
No, you don't
That-
like
You know,
as
I stopped alcohol, so I'm drinking Red Bull instead.
you don't drink alcohol at all
No, I don't.
because you are DJ now and you need to be sober during the party.
That's a part of it, but basically just like I'm getting older, and I think alcohol is too much dangerous after that, so I prefer to stop.
You know what? I always thought that DJs actually drink alcohol during the events. No?
No, because like you have a contract and you need to be serious, so it's better to be like
Okay.
sober
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's professional and it's good for the clubs, and you
Mhm.
can drink after if you want, but the best thing is to be safe and
Okay.
serious.
You know, cYpheR, that Strenx is like actually DJing all over the world because I heard that he was actually in Poland, right? DJing.
Yes, I was in Poland five times, yeah.
5 times.
Yeah, I saw.
Yes,
Jeez.
in Cracovie, in
Yeah.
Łódź.
Yeah.
No, not Łódź, not Łódź. Cracovie.
You've been to Wrocław.
Exactly, to Wrocław. It's
Yeah,
hard to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Yeah, 2 times. I sent you a message, but you didn't respond, so
You didn't send me a message. Some random guy just messaged me and I read it
I
like
did
only.
on Twitter.
Some El Carolocco.
You did
I
message
did
me
on
on
Twitter.
Twitter?
I just put your name. I said like I'm going to Poland. Are you there? And I didn't receive anything.
I know I'm usually not checking DMs on Twitter, and I checked one time, and after 4 months, I seen some random guy like from Poland messaging me with your phone number that you're gonna play in the city. Anyway, it doesn't matter. First of all,
Next
I
time maybe.
want
I think even music is actually should be very popular in Poland. I mean, like it's
It
just
is in techno, yes.
this
Yeah.
this techno hard bass thing. It's actually like
Yes,
Polish
yes, it's
style, I
really good.
think.
I think it's
And I
same.
have the
I think it's same in every country. Like you got group of people who really like
Yeah, yeah.
techno, and then you got group of people who really like hip hop or something, and then like somebody who's just listening to radio and somebody who just doesn't like music. And I know you know what's funny? It's nice to see you DJing because I remember I watched like his frag movie like few days ago, and there was like a lot of like shots from real life.
hear me.
Yeah.
And he was in Kiev in this store for Razer, this Razer store, and he was just like, vibing and just singing and shit like this. So you already 10 or 15 years ago, you could say that you really like music.
Yeah, I knew Kevin was gonna go with music for sure. But
And-
just in what kind of case? Like
Yeah,
but
you were in Kiev. Yeah, you saw me like in piano, and you said like you will go to music.
Yeah, and also in QuakeCon, you were playing piano, and everywhere, like where you go, you played piano, but you didn't even like teach
Music in
that,
the future.
like learn that.
I got one question because I know some DJs in Poland, and a lot of DJs nowadays getting a lot of issue with like with loud noises, with ears and stuff like this. You don't have any like side effects of being a DJ? Is he cutting for you, cYpheR?
Yeah, it's like a bit.
No,
Yeah, it lags a bit, yeah, but that's fine.
You don't have any side effects of being DJ, like hearing issue or something?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think
At the
he
moment,
only
no.
started basically in like 20
I started
years.
2
It might be a problem.
years ago.
Okay.
I mean,
anyway.
like I'm going to buy things for my ears in order to not
Yeah.
have like sounds too big to my ears.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, what I wanted to. Yeah.
Sorry. Did you watch this movie like about the DJ, like who got diffed, or like how do you call it?
No,
Like when it...
Transporting?
Yeah, it's no. It's like very famous movie about the DJ. It was supposed to be, I think, about Tiesto or something, but I don't remember how it calls. But he got deaf, like how like he
Deaf,
couldn't like
yeah.
hear deaf, and he started, and he was like very like popular and stuff. You didn't see that?
No, I didn't.
I will find. I will send you. It's awesome. It's one of the best.
I would actually watch it. But anyway, let's jump a little bit back to Quake. First question is like your peak performance, I think, were like at, for example, 2010, 2012. That was the years where
I was thinking about 2011 though.
Yeah, so like the range between
From
2010
10
to like
12.
12, I think was your like peak. Then there is like two periods like before and after. Obviously, you started quite young, like playing Quake, because this famous picture where you sit like when you are like 10 years old behind the PC, and there is some remakes of this picture where instead of Quake you got like cooler in the bath tube.
I know, I know. That's
That's
going to
fuck.
be my day today.
That's fucking hilarious. So, what age did you start, by the way? Like 12 or something?
Now, I started Quake at 2.
2 years old.
Yes, I was playing Instagame in the patch 1.11. And then
But
I
who,
came,
Was
but
Quake
who
even?
shows you?
first patch.
But who shows
Yeah,
you the Quake?
basically, I was a fan of a mod which was called Bid for Power, which was a Dragon Ball mod, and that was why I played. I had to have Quake 3 to play that mod, but no one was playing this game, so I started to play Quake after
But you
that.
don't have like any brothers who showed you the game or something like any
No,
elder like.
no,
And you
I just
started
played.
on your own PC, or you went to like internet club or whatever?
No, I'm in my own PC. I was playing Instagame for 5, 6 years, and then I came to All Weapon, getting wrecked in the beginning in OSP, and then I started to play Duel because I was known as a cheater because before I was playing CTF, so I got banned everywhere. People thought I was cheating, so I just played the only mod I could was Duel, and I kept playing Duel, and this
And
is where I am right now.
I think in the beginning, like you were very famous, like for like first of all, people thought you are cheating, and then people knew that your railgun is really good. But then it switched somehow, and you became like a shaft master, right? Wasn't it like this?
Yes,
Like you
exactly.
were very popular for rail in the beginning, and then it kind of switched.
I was like famous for doing good rail, but with a really bad strafing.
Really bad
Because I
strafing.
never, yeah, I didn't know how to strafe. I was just like hitting, like people were thinking I was a cheater because like how the fuck can you hit that good with rail but not moving that good?
True.
And then I started to play LG much more because I thought that my LG was one of my best weapon, and I just like kept playing like that without brain at first, and then I started to be more and more rushy, and then after that I started to use a bit more brain, and I came the player I am right now. I was right at that moment.
Do you guys think that some people who have really, really good aim, like from the very beginning, so like Strenx, like Tox and like Sirius, for example, you also had really good aim, cYpheR, but you kinda developed your aim later on. So like you developed your aim like after Quake 4 in Quake
Mm-hmm.
Live or Quake 3, beginning of like comeback to Quake 3 and Quake Live. And some people from the get-go who are really, really good, does it like limit your skill in Quake? Do you guys think? For example, was it harder for you Strengths because from the very beginning you are really good with shaft and rail, and maybe that's how somehow it dictated your playstyle, and maybe it limited you at some point, and then you had to rehabilitate like your whole like game style and stuff.
Yeah, that's the problem about the aim. The thing with the aim is like when you're too confident with aim, you just use position that you shouldn't use because you're too confident and you make
Mhm.
mistake because of that. So that's why I don't think cYpheR. I mean, like his good point was not like his aim. I think like his position was so hard to hit him, but he was able to hit that much with a really hard position, and that was his strength
Also,
most
like
of it.
with cYpheR, the thing is like I think often he really, really cared more about avoiding damage than doing damage. So even in little like
That's true.
movements, you've seen him like avoiding even like some plasma gun shots, or like even like a little bit of like machine gun. He will go back to the corner and stuff like this. He was avoiding all this like cheap little damage and trying to deal that on top of that. But
Yeah, it was like a box guy. It's like someone doing boxing, like he's trying to make shots without getting shot, and then in the end, in the real fight, he has advantage because he made the shot that he had to make in the moment that we don't realize that these shots are like crucial,
Mhm.
and that's why cYpheR was really good at that because he was doing like so many machine gun shots, so you lose like 20 HP, 30 HP, so you lose time for it, and then it's still full, and you just like lose little by little damage, and
Yeah, as you
it's
say,
like
guys, I think it's about the habits and concentration, right? And the experience you had before, like just the things you're saying is, for example, from my point of view, I struggled a lot all my life because I also started like very early, and I struggled all my life because people were just like wrecking me like aim wise, like with raw aim, and it's just influence on me that I started to like concentrate myself more on like how to not get hit so much because I was getting hit so much all the time, and I just couldn't like hit as good as like my opponents are. So I think it's like same goes like with Kevin, like, and for like for you, Avik, it's about like where you, what you pick, um, what do you pick as and choose as your concentration thoughts, and it's usually comes from that, because when you play you don't think about like 100 things in the same time. When you just only started, or like you're in develop as a player, you're thinking mostly about one thing and you wanted to like improve that. And sometimes it's just get you into the moment where you're just getting like professional in that. If you like really concentrated and thinking only about one thing, you started to get better and better. Same goes with like Kevin, with his like ability to LG or rail and stuff like this, like with his low sensitivity and concentrating on doing like huge tons of like damage when everybody else will not just even think about it. I also was
Was
I also copied like from Kevin many things. Like I couldn't believe that LG can be so like useful in many situations. But when I saw Kevin doing that, I also started to do I started to believe that it's possible, and I started to concentrate on that as well. And I think it's many things is coming from your like concentration on only one thing and like dedicated to only one thing.
I did something maybe you forgot, but I was doing something that no one did. It's like I was using shotgun much more than rocket launcher because you got
I
surprised.
I think in
For
general,
example,
you said about the positioning. I think I watched your games, and like I think this is not like a raw aim. I mean, if you want to, like, aim also like requires a lot of like brain to like think how you wanna aim, where you wanna aim, and how you actually
exactly yes,
and how
exactly
you
yes.
like and how you like concentrate on that. So like many players, like for example, some players are like cooler, or some others, they're more thinking about like how I'm gonna control the map, like about some like things which is not very specifically like considered him like as an aim player. But some people are concentrated so much on like doing exactly in this situation so much damage, and this is like helps a lot. Like this is like what dedicate us from each other. We concentrate on different things and
All about
aspects.
the position so far.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I remember like back in the days when you were climbing to the top in Quake Life, you've said that you had like some period of time before some event. I think there was two period of times where you improved a lot. First of all, I spoke about it in one of the latest podcasts when I was recording about 2011 QuakeCon, where you were second and we were bootcamping in Kiev, and I think that's kind of set up your mind really good. But
Yeah.
other good factor I think for you, there was certain period of time where for a few weeks you were practicing only with cooler for some event,
Yes,
and
true.
and you said that it also helps you a lot. Like if you could go through those two phases like of improvement, like what did this practice with cooler gave you and what this bootcamp gave you, maybe from your point of view?
Uh, there are 2 points because with cooler, of course, I improved a lot, but I just forgot that playing with cooler just helped him a lot. I mean, like I lost confidence when I've played against him on LAN because he knew every tactic to beat me. So it was easier for me to play other opponents because I play only with cooler. But when I had to play him, I was unlucky because I had all the time have to play him. So he knew all the tactic to beat me. That's why I got eliminated. So it was a good point, but at the same time a bad point. So I think the best point was when I played against you because in Kiev, because once I played cooler at that time, cooler was so easy to beat, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But why?
Gotcha.
Like because I didn't practice with him and he didn't know what to do against me.
He forgot how you play.
Yeah, but I play different when I play with you because, like I like don't take it personal, avec, but I've learned much more with cYpheR than you, just
Mm-hmm.
because cYpheR has a specific style that he knew how to make damage without taking damage, and I just learned from him. Like for example, in toxicity, sometimes he just move forward and backward, doesn't take damage, but use LG all the time. So I try to do the same as him,
Mm-hmm.
not going to the item but going to the weapon. For example, on hectic, instead of going to the red, I just waited for the LG instead of like in purpose. So he has nothing to do. And I did a lot that against Cooler, and Cooler couldn't do shit about that. So that's how I improved a lot in QuakeCon, and I was so confident when I managed to beat you, cYpheR. Then
Mhm.
I got really confident after that. Like I played Noctis, then I played Cooler. I won 2-1, and I didn't feel that Cooler was like a threat, not at all. So I think like it was really good improvement for me. I mean, like thanks to your
But
game style.
But do you think you change your patterns? Do you think you change your habits or something? Because I think
I
that
changed
you're.
totally my habit.
I think you're like the guy who, like for me, you're the guy who were like punishing the default places like no one else. Like for example, when I played you for years on Zota Cups, especially when it was like online error, you remember you were like.
I remember T4 when you were punching the table because you were not supposed to die, and I did like 2 full on shotgun, and you say, "What the fuck happened?" I remember this one.
Yeah, this is like yeah, this is like the moments where I can like be emotional. But in general, I'm talking about the patterns. You had some habits, and for example, when I wanted like. And you get habits like from other players who is doing the default places. Like they spawn, they go there and there usually, and you already learned by heart from the Zota Cups and so on, like what they do and how they do it, and usually the people doing the same thing. And when it was about the time to go like to tier 1 lands, firstly you were struggling a little bit, especially on lands, but then you slowly started to like learn from
It took time, but yeah, I learned little by little, yeah.
Do you
But it
guys?
depends. I mean, yeah.
No, you can go on if you want to say something. Feel free.
But I just think that when I played some people who were playing like ABC game, I didn't need to. Then I think it was your mistake also, cYpheR. Sometimes you played against people who were just playing ABC game and you were thinking too much, and that's why sometimes you lost against people that you were not supposed to lose because you were thinking too much with that. You just were thinking like he won't play that stupid, he's not that stupid, and he makes this stupid move, and you lost because of that. And sometimes when we play against you, we need to overthink, because if we just play ABC game, we got wrecked. And that was the reason why sometimes you were losing that much. And then against the normal player. But like most of it, when I was playing some top player, I had to think differently. For example, when I was playing against you, I couldn't play ABC game because if I was playing that, I could get wrecked. Against Av3k, I had to just wait for him because he's a pit bull all the time. Against Kilsen, you just need to time the rail. If you time the rail against Kilsen, it's just easy. I mean, like Kilsen was all the time like that. He was so predictable. Like when he was losing, he was going to the rail. I didn't need to think about anything else.
you
Always going
practice
to
a lot
rail.
against him, right?
No,
I remember
never.
I think you practice against Kilson a lot. No, I thought that
No,
you
no.
had like
I
some.
never,
No?
I never play Kilsen on practice.
Sparty. Yeah, it was Sparty who you
Sparty,
practiced.
yes. But
Yeah,
Sparty made me angry all the time. Like, he's the kind of guy who rush with 2 HP and 200 armor, and he say, I believed in it. What the fuck you believed in it?
Anyway, I just wanted to say, yeah, so the practice with cooler, I think also the thing is, so you master the ABC game with cooler, and then on that bootcamp, you kind of added something extra to your game style. Also, the thing with cooler is you need to also remember, and I told you that back in the days, that if you're gonna play too much with him, it's not only he gonna learn your style, but he also, in practice, he's also not gonna try to show like everything of him, and he will try to focus more on what you're doing than what he's doing. So I
I
think
know.
practice with cooler is specific because I feel like for myself, like I don't really gain much from playing cooler, and it feels like he's like getting everything out of it. So at some point, I just didn't practice with him because for me it's pointless.
That was my mistake somehow, but sometimes good also. Because I
Yeah.
improved somehow.
Do you remember this
Yeah.
game with him on T4 in Kiev where you guys had a timeout on T4?
Yeah.
The best shit
Legendary.
is the best shit
I
is.
prefer not to. I prefer not
But
to remember
I will
that.
tell you something. I will tell you something in a nutshell of you and Cooler. So there is like two different guys sitting. There is a break, and then you are going around talking with friends. You are having fun, and Cooler is like already rewatching your game, like writing down timings. He knows everything, like when is Mega, when is
Yeah.
yellow, when is Rocket gonna spawn, when is Rail, where you gonna be, where you gonna go. So he kind of rewatching everything, and you are like all the way around. And then I'm like, okay, he's just done because Cooler
Yeah,
just
but then
gonna.
the game started.
But then
No, I knew.
the game starts and you're hitting for rails and killing him, and I'm like, what the
Because in my
hell?
mind, I knew
Yeah.
already what to do. I knew already what to do. I mean, like it was just useless to overthink.
It
I
was
was like,
confidence.
yeah,
Yes,
confidence. I'm just like
but
the only
after you
solution
killed
is
him,
like
you were
Yeah.
so lost with timings. That's why he won.
that's
Yeah.
true.
If you knew it, you would actually close the game and like win the game.
Too excited
Yeah,
to kill.
it would be legendary game.
Yeah,
It
that
would
was
be
cool.
legendary game.
That was cool.
But at least I managed to just prove that no matter what, if you're confident about something, something can happen.
Yeah, guys,
True.
if you didn't watch it, just go and watch it. Seriously.
Do you guys believe in affirmation, like trying to like imagine like some situation, for example, you winning the tournament and then it actually like happening because like part of it was like you affirmating it. Like I had it when
Yeah,
I
for
was
sure.
child. I was like thinking all the time and I was imagining that I'm going to the stage, I'm winning the tournament, etc., etc., and it kind of helping you later on. And I think I read about it like nowadays it's very popular, like affirmating and like, or maybe with DJing or whatever in your life which happened first you were thinking about it a lot.
Yeah, I did it all the time actually. So like, and yeah, and how to say, the if you like doing the scenario in your head, you already like live in the space for the game. You know, like as soon as you're like thinking before the game or before a tournament how it's gonna be and how it's gonna go, you already like yeah, you already like free in space for your brain and leave it for like the actual game. Because sometimes it's all about like having like a free mind to play. Like sometimes you think about some garbage things. Sometimes you're thinking about like your like some emotional things. But when you actually going through head before the game or before the tournament, or like you imagine that you're like winning, because sometimes it's blindless, right? So like you imagine that you're winning but you're not capable of, and it's a bit different things. But
It depends on
from
the situation.
of course. But if you really believe in something, and if you really like go through that in your head few times or like many times, um, it's already like how to say. It's already nothing special for you. It's like it's like the I don't know how to even like describe it more. But yeah, for
The
sure,
mojo?
it's the thing. It's the thing for sure.
Mhm.
And I used it a lot
Yeah.
like back in the days.
Okay, you still remember the situation, Kevin? Before some DreamHack, you actually on the M13 on Lost World you pummeled Cooler, and then you got into like some huge beef. And you
It was
guys,
Aerowalk.
was it Aerowalk or no? No,
Yeah.
I don't
Yes, it
wasn't
was
remember that.
120.
wasn't
It
it
was
the
120.
exit? Wasn't it the exit from Lost World
Yeah.
from like a
No,
TP?
it was Aerowalk. I remember again. It was winning 1-0, and then I waited to the teleport with Pummel, and I did 1-1, and then everything changed.
And then you guys
Because
started beefing and shit.
yeah, exactly. I mean, like, if in that situation I wouldn't have done that,
Mhm.
I think I could have a hard time. But sometimes you need to, as a cipher said, as Alex said, is like if you're confident about something, this thing will happen. I was
Mhm.
just so confident to do this Pummel because I was thinking like, no, it's not that stupid to do that Pummel stuff. Of course I do it. I'm stupid as fuck sometimes, but it works, so that's
Well, you,
great.
you have very optimistic affirmations like pummeling the guy who has control, then hitting 4 rails in a row on T4. That's great.
Yeah, but that
But
was my strength though.
yeah,
Yeah, it's actually if you believe in something, some miracle can happen always.
you've
Exactly.
you've always had like very low sensitivity, like for the game we played for Quake. Do you see any downsides nowadays, like from having like low sensitivity? Because I
I
also remember, for example, on the M13, I think either Cooler or cYpheR was doing it, and if you dodge to the right, you had to move your like mouse to the left a lot, and then you were hitting your keyboard. So for a split of second, you had to readjust
you
your
were
mouse.
already thinking about this shit. Yeah,
So
but yeah. Yeah, it was my weakness. Sometimes when you were moving to my right, it was hard, but I managed to fix it in the end. But in
okay,
the at first it was hard, but then I
I
just tried
remember the
to.
conversations. I don't remember with who. Maybe with Avik. I don't remember. But we talked about strengths like have like this weakness of close range fights. So if you go like with rockets and very close range with him, and he's like trying to hit you with LG, he having a hard time sometimes because you're like
That's why I
running
was using
around.
you're
shotgun.
going around
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
going around him, and he's struggling to like hit you.
yeah.
But
Yeah, so I
for
found a
that you just
solution
need
there.
to like really have a close range fight. If it's middle range fight, you're probably fucked.
What was the
Yeah, that's why I
solution?
use
Like
shotgun.
smaller keyboard or what?
No. I just used when I was in close range. I was using like shotgun.
You were already prepared, so as far as you can to the
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So you got.
Yeah,
Uh,
I needed to find a solution, so
you
that
know
was the
what's
only
funny?
solution I
Like
got there.
I don't like to change my devices, but your strengths, you're like your mousepad was like a Like what?
The
Like
same,
20 years old? Like was Fnatic like mousepad? Like you
Yeah,
still
can zoom out also.
Yeah,
Like
you
all the
used
time
it
there.
zoom
even in
mouse.
QuakeCon,
Yeah,
in
because
Quake
like this
Champions.
pad was not smooth at all, and I like the pad that was a bit sticky because I could use my LG when I wanted to track in the certain position. It was not that fast, so I could really track as much as I could.
So
I
you
mean,
Did you
already
ever
there was a
tried?
specific.
you
Did you
already
ever
knew
tried
your
like the
mouse.
glass? Sorry,
Sorry?
Did you ever try the glass mouse pad? Like you
Like
remember
ice pad?
Toxic was
No,
using like ice pad or
I
something?
like to keep my I like to keep the same stuff.
So you
Mhm.
already knew your mouse pad like it's your own pocket. So here it's a little bit more sticky. Here it's faster.
Exactly.
Here for
Yeah,
rail.
So
Here for
yeah,
shotgun.
no, exactly.
Okay.
You said it like jokingly, but it
Yeah.
was totally this stuff. Like there was a part of my mouse pad where I could use LG the best way.
Yeah, like because I also used to like play on old mousepads, and I already knew that it's wear off a little bit, so I knew that I need to adjust my sense and like
Yeah, and
here it's a
you
little
are
bit.
the only one who can you are the only one who can use that in this situation because
Yeah.
it's your mouse pad and you
Yeah.
know it like by heart.
Yeah. Okay, so there was also the time in Quake Live from 2013, 14, 15, where a lot of people kept playing, like Evil, cYpheR, Rafa, but you somehow after 2012 you kind of like stepped down. What were you doing at that time? Did you still because
Shoot
then
Mania, I guess.
because I still found some videos of you playing in 2014, like prepared for QuakeCon 2014 or something. I don't know if you went there or not in the end, but what was going on after 13, for example? Because I also didn't play at that time, like 13, 14,
Yeah,
15.
I
I
just like I
completely
gave
didn't
up
play
a
Quake
bit.
Live.
I
Okay.
just gave up a bit. Yeah, I was focusing in Shoot Mania, then I had studies and stuff, and I just said like my time Quake Live was not that played that much as
Mhm.
far as I know. Fnatic stopped the Quake. There was no so much tournaments, so I didn't have the not so much Zotac either, I guess.
Mhm.
So I didn't have like the motivation to play again. And you know, like when you play Quake that much, sometimes you get pretty bored because it's the same stuff over and over, and it's not like the same motivation. So I guess like I didn't want to play that much as before because I played really a lot during 2010 and
And
2012, and I
especially
didn't want.
in a country like France, you kind of couldn't like probably play one event a year like QuakeCon without sponsor, without anything
Not even.
else, and try
Yeah.
to like make a living out of it. So I think that's why like there was also like a lot of yeah. Anyway, it's but when you were young and you were winning like all those events, you were still like you were sponsored, you were like you won a lot of
Mm-mm.
Zotac. How many Zotacs you won? Like
52
okay, 52. That's let
and
alone in price pool of Zotacs is 5k plus.
500, 200,
But
plus
there was also a
18G data.
there was also a G
18G
data
data, yeah.
tournaments.
18G data also.
The
Oh
best
my
times in
goodness.
Quake Life, seriously, like G
I
data
was wait.
Saturday, Zotac Sunday, and it's just the best times.
I couldn't.
There was one time I won 8 time in a row during months. I won 4G data and
So
4
you,
Zotac.
so you had some money.
Yeah, I had
I
some
think
money, but people were not playing that tournament because they didn't want to get eliminated in the finals, so it was easier for me.
you guys
Sometimes
like
I
you
didn't play
both
the
played.
tournaments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah, I
both
played
played
a
a lot
lot,
of
but
it.
sometimes I
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah, I played it a lot, and sometimes I didn't want to play it because I knew like Kevin is just playing it, and I don't want to
Yeah,
like
so I was
experience
like,
that anymore.
I
Like
didn't
it
even
just
thank you
was
for
so
the.
stressful.
I didn't even bother like playing it for real.
No, I
Like
played it a
I
lot.
played like few of Zotacs maybe. I don't know. That was
I liked
also
Yeah,
it.
it
the
was easy money for me.
nice. Okay. What else
But
I
I got
want?
the confidence also. I mean, like when I played Zotac, I already knew I won. I mean, like it was the confidence I had.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know I would win, but it's
But
just
what do
like
you
in my
think was
mind.
the? But do you think that was like a big difference when you come out on like LANs and like online? I mean, in terms of like connection, in terms of like how other people were playing. Like, what do you think was the biggest difference in players when you played like them on LAN and the
I think
same
I took
players you
people.
played on Zotac?
It's a different situation, different context. I think like it maybe I had too much respect to the player I played against. I played against, and I couldn't play the confidence I had in Zotac because in Zotac I just like played the way I play. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to play this way, and it worked. And online I was so stressed somehow because it's
You were
different context.
stressed.
Yeah, of course I'm stressed because it's just like I don't play the same I played in Zotac because not so much experience compared to online. And
But what was through your
somehow
head when you played on LANs? Like, did you want to
it's
improve? Did you want to prove something, or you were thinking that I can't play the same way, or like what was coming through your mind when you played
no, I
LANs?
just like it's sometimes a lot of stuff when I was playing on LAN. I just I don't know what was the problem, but when I was using my mouse on LAN, I felt some kind of delay with my mouse, and I didn't know how to fix it. So I was like, okay, it's not like
It's not the same
specific.
conditions as at home, right?
Yeah,
Was it
I
on
mean, like
all
when I moved
LANs
to
or like was it
oh,
on
LANs,
all?
yeah.
mostly on QuakeCon it didn't have that.
Okay.
But on Dreamhack, most of it all the time. I knew it because when I was moving to the left or right, you know, when you were tracking, normally it should be like direct. It's just like you go to the
Yeah, it's
left, you
not
go
the
to the
same
left.
feeling, right?
Yeah. So when I moved a bit to the left, I felt this kind of delay and I tried to fix it and stuff. So I was like, fuck, I don't find a solution, so I have to play different. So that's why my aim was not that the same. And no one found the solution about how to fix it.
And
So that's why also it was
you never found out the solution afterwards, like after years?
no,
Because
no, it's just
I
like
never heard you having this issue, so it wasn't also like you were like
because
walking
I'm not
around
the kind of
asking
guy who
admins and players and
I asked, I asked, but they never find, and I didn't want to just like look for excuses like, oh, my sense is
yeah,
fucked up,
but
blah blah blah.
before every event, like, didn't you like try at some point to like take picture of every single setting of your Windows and of your PC, like, so you have same Windows, same monitor, same everything? Didn't you try that, or like, did you use like any like um, software like for your mouse, like how was it called? Jesus, I forgot.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
you were,
It's just software for mouse. It's like
yeah.
a like Steel Series or something. But yeah, so
Yeah, I had that.
did you think about like LANs and how you're gonna feel on LAN when you were practicing? Like, because it's one of the things I was thinking a lot. Like when I was playing like my practice matches or just online in general, some tournaments, I always was imagining how I'm gonna do and what I'm gonna feel like on LAN, because this is the most that was the most important for me. And
Yeah, but the
and I,
thing it can go to your head, you know, like sometimes when you feel a delay, if you fixed it, it goes too much into your head, so you don't even know now if it's good or not. You know what I
mhm.
mean?
True,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't
Just like,
remember the initial
yeah,
setting.
because there's so much situation going on, so I'm like, is it better now or is not better? So it goes into your head. You're like, ah, fuck, no one can fix it. So I won't be like this kind of guy. Like, I won't play until you fix it because
Mhm.
no one knew how to do it.
Maybe it
I
was
try all
also
the
a little bit mind, because I don't know player cYpheR for sure, and me for sure, nobody, I think nobody feels exactly the same at home and at LAN. It's always gonna
Yeah.
be a little bit different.
Yeah,
Chair
so
a
I'm not the
little
only
bit
one. Yeah.
different, like table a little bit different, mouse a little bit. Even the cable from the mouse was pissing me off sometimes, and I had to, adjust it in a way like it's comfortable. It's like I think it's for everybody.
Yeah.
It's a little bit off, like on LAN, and then like.
And for me, sometimes it was the opposite one. I had something like a handicap at home with my 75 Hz monitor, with like, I don't know, like just in general, when sometimes there was like some tournaments, and maybe it's just about how you, I don't know, maybe it's about the head or something, but sometimes I felt X2, X3 times better at LAN, like just in terms of like how I see it and how my mouse is feeling and like the monitor and in general than at home. And maybe it also helped
Yeah.
me like a lot. And I don't know how does it work, but like I always was like waiting for LANs because I thought
It's gonna be better.
it's gonna be better than at home. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
Yeah,
know
that
how
was a
it
good
works.
solution to do. Yeah, I think it's in our head, most of it, I
Yeah.
guess.
You've been in Fnatic, same as cYpheR, and you were there at some point with Sparty, and I remember you guys were like good friends at some point. Did you
Yeah.
ever boot camp together or anything, or you just meeting at LANs?
No, just meeting and land. We never bootcamp. I mean, like the only one that I played bootcamp with was you and Alex.
Jeez, only one boot camp.
Yeah, I didn't need like that much bootcamp. I mean, like it was the best bootcamp I ever had, like in terms of training and in terms of good moments, that for sure.
Maybe that's
But
why it helped you, because you didn't feel your mouse from your home, and you kind of had time to adjust on boot camp and
and
then go to
Yeah,
maybe
in
QuakeCon,
different conditions.
and
Yeah.
and
because at
it's like,
QuakeCon I felt perfectly. I mean, like
see,
when I played
we got the
QuakeCon,
we
everything
got the
was.
solution, but 15 years later.
Well, that's fine. I
Technology,
did. I did a
it's
good.
technology, man. We figure it
No, it
out.
was a good
At
experience.
least we found it. It's
Yeah.
better than if we not.
Okay, so
Yeah, thanks to
after
that. Yeah.
okay, so I want to sum up your like career in Quake Life. So basically, I think you had beautiful career in your Quake Life. The only thing I really lack is like one event which would win, like this QuakeCon 2011. That would be great. It will be like a cherry on top. Same with
If we didn't
Kilsen,
have
I think.
waited,
Like
yeah,
Kilson had this like one event on Gamescom which he won, and it's like it's like I think every player who really like tries hard. Same for raising Quake Champions. I really think he should have won something like some really like big event, and that's only like a shame from that. But like you were like in the top for a very long time, and that's cool. And then few years pass by, we go through some like Overwatch bullshit for a few years, and then Quake Champions coming up. What is your first thought about Quake Champions? Are you excited? Then you find out that it's $1 million tournament. You trying to search for sponsors and organization. You join alliance and you form a
yeah.
team for sacrifice. And what are your thoughts about Quake Champions? Are you super excited because you are still young? What you are doing? You are still studying, working. What was your like thought process during that
I
time?
wanted to go full Quake champion because I had a really big hope about like Quake coming back.
Mhm.
Then my hope disappeared really fast for that game. Really fast. When I saw Anarchy, fuck this Anarchy shit, and then just like, yeah, fuck this. So
But so you didn't like it at all, like, because the game was
90%
big.
right.
ah,
Fuck this.
The game was
yeah, but
big,
it
and
was easy, I think. That was really easy. Fuck
you
off.
just didn't like it, right?
I liked it in the beginning because I was like, it's going to be better because with
Round
the
duels.
update and stuff. Yeah, I think it was pretty new, so I was like just try it. And then everything went to shit. I mean, like it was unbalanced somehow.
Mhm.
It's like
But
when you play against an Anarchy, I have a low sense, so Anarchy
yeah,
was just impossible for me to play with him. I tried somehow, but no, Anarchy, just like the crosshair and the aim didn't stick to the character. Solag, when he was moving that fast, you couldn't see anything, and I think you still can't see anything when you play against Solag. He's doing like this,
mhm.
so it was really shit. And so I tried to have some hope with Quake Champion, but
Mhm.
I've seen so many unbalanced stuff that I couldn't like go to a professional mental. I just gave up.
I thought in the beginning of Quick Champions that all the people who played Overwatch, so like cYpheR, Cooler, Rafa, you, me, we will have easier time adapting to Quick Champions with abilities, with like, controlling more things, like getting used to different like
I
characters,
think we
speeds
did
and
actually.
stuff. And we
You
we
did,
did.
yeah.
We did,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
because some people didn't have like this like experience from Overwatch, and they had to completely like that's why so many people didn't even go to Quake Champions from Quake Live, or Evil had like extremely hard time adapting because
Yeah.
he didn't know what's going on for the half first like few months. It's like
Yeah,
that's why it was weird for me like to see. I thought you're gonna succeed really hard in Quake Champions. And I also think like maybe slow sense is bad for the games where you have to change a lot, like change your
yeah.
champion, change. Like you have different speeds, different kind of movements. It's like everything feels different. Like each round is like different feeling for you. So, but did
It
you?
was good when Ranger could make the teleport frag
Yeah.
for me.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, because like it was. I know that like this trick was pretty cheated, because you could kill someone in 200 with just like orb, and that's it. But just realize in the end that the most important in Quake Champion, just tell me if I'm wrong, but the most important was timing the hourglasses, right, in order to have the ultimate as fast as possible.
Depends on the
It's
patch as
everything
well.
in the
Depends on
same.
the character, of course.
Yeah.
Like
It's
Visor, for
it's
example.
it's complex of the things. It's not like the most important thing, of course. The most important thing it's still like the same as like controlling the items and killing the guy, right? But like whales and so on, yeah, it's like additional like very important thing.
Because there was
It was a
patches.
lot about position on Quake Champion, much more about position.
There was patches, for example, PGL Romania, where it was really important to have ability because it was coming back fast and it was killing. It was killing
Yeah,
straight
yeah,
away.
one
Like
trick. Yeah,
yeah,
one
like
trick
like
thing.
DK, like Ranger, as you said, and stuff like this.
Yeah,
But then they nerfed it. Like they
Doom.
nerfed abilities, so it wasn't like instantly killing and stuff like this. But did you like practice a lot of duels, or you focus more on sacrifice? Because I remember in the beginning some people played sacrifice, some people played 1v1s, and some mixed it. Like I really mixed it. And what
Well,
did you
I
focus
mixed it a
on?
bit. I focus much more in duel because when I was playing sacrifice, party was all the time coming like very tired because he had really like a big work, and every time it was hard to learn because like when Sparty was playing practice with us, he was all the time -20, etc. I said, no worries, online I'm going to play better, but we were not
But
learning
he was
from that.
lying.
So
He was lying. He didn't play better.
He didn't play
yes,
at
he
all.
did play better, but we didn't know how
Okay.
to fix our tactic because like we knew that when we played with him on training, we knew that it would be a pain in the ass because he was too tired. And you know, with my attitude, like when someone is just like doing really
tired.
something that's too tired, just like fuck man, Sparty, you're -20. What can we do?
Change
But that's it.
teammate. Change teammate. That's the only way.
No, but I knew he would have been good in sacrifice during the LAN, but it's just like hoping for the best, and I don't like that.
But you know, cYpheR, that Kevin was almost into Z and he almost win Quake on 2017 sacrifice
Yeah,
because
I
in
heard.
in UK
And then
like
Xron replaced.
yeah, Xron couldn't like go because he didn't get his
Yeah,
visa.
I was supposed to go there.
And there
I
was
would be
after
so happy.
party in UK and you were talking with them and you tried to sneak into the team and they said yeah
No, man, you know why? You know why they wanted to get me?
you will play next, right?
Yes, as I said, how the fuck do you manage to all the time take the power up with Nyx? You will
Yeah.
need to show me because I had a specific tactic for that.
Well,
I always managed to take it.
there was a way because if somebody stood on it and didn't move, he usually wasn't it taking. The one who was like really like fastly moving on it was able to take it because
All the
apparently
time.
same with like items. Apparently, the more speed you got, the faster you're
Yeah.
gonna grab the item. That was like the issue. There was a lot of issue as you said in Quake Champions in the beginning. What
Yes,
I
with the mouse also when you were moving fast, you could hit
Yeah,
better.
what I really like is like Kevin was always shit talking Quake Champions on streams. Like I remember Dreamhack
I
2017 when
don't
he opened,
regret.
when
I
he
don't
lost.
regret anything about that.
Man,
Fuck
he
Xavier.
lost. He opened the stream, the Twitch. He started streaming. And he was like, "This game is so bad. This is shit." And then I think somebody came from like ID software and said, "Kevin, just end your stream, please, because it's
Why
not
the fuck
really
should
good."
I end the stream? I
Chill the
don't
fuck
You,
out.
mind.
so you never had any like issues or beef with ID software or Saber later on because you were shit talking them to the bone.
Why should I? They do shit. They deserve it.
Yeah,
They,
but they usually like ban people for that, or they just like
they
you
never
know.
message you like, dude, you should a little bit chill down with your
No, I
opinions.
didn't.
Okay.
No, they just said that his strengths, he's a piece of shit. So let's
Yeah.
let's keep him doing saying shit. But just like emotion.
Mhm. Well,
When you have like Doom and you are like 150 to 100, and somehow you get like teleport by Nyx or you get a orb. You have Anarchy, you try to shoot him like you shoot one ray, but he go back to take another red armor in like 2 seconds, and you take 10 seconds to go back to the red armor. I'm just like fuck this shit. It's
yeah,
just
we
like
are just players. We are competitive. Like all of us, cYpheR, you, me, we all shit talk the game. Like I also shit talk it. Like I say some shit in my podcast about it. But we are players. We are getting heated and we are competitive. That's why. And even in other games, devs shouldn't get like upset about it. But other games like Overwatch, CS, people shit talk in those games because they are like competitive and they are getting mad because there is some bug or whatever, So that's kind of normal.
some people are
Yeah, that's
hypocrite
happening all the
because
time.
some people are hypocrite because they agree with me somehow. And I even did a podcast of 1 hour and a half, not talking shit about the game, but to explain somehow why I came to that situation.
Mhm.
And one thing that like pissed me off, it just like was for the Dreamhack, like on internet, you had to qualify in order to play the LAN.
Mhm.
And somehow I played semi-final against Party, and Quake Champion had a shit stuff. It's like when you don't have like that good connection, it just like the game just crash.
Mhm.
And because of that, my game crashed because my ping just came back to 60 or 70 ping, came back to 900. It disconnect my game, and I got disqualified because the game crashed. So I had to play at Dreamhack to get the qualification. But I was supposed to be qualified, but the game crashed. And so many situations happened there, which gave me some kind of whiny situation. Like
But
nothing was working for me.
But Kevin, look, like the game was like not perfect for everyone, don't you regret at some point that you gave up so fast with Quake Champions? Because after first year you kind of disappeared, you didn't want to try it anymore because you got pissed. And we all got pissed, but we all somehow went through this and we tried to, like make it
Yeah, we
work
want
somehow.
money.
No, I tried a lot. It's just like the moment when I stopped is because I was living in Paris
Mhm.
and my connection was not that good. And when I was playing a qualification or any tournaments online, when I had like a peak of ping going to 900, then the game crashed. Somehow I could win a game, but the game just disconnect, and I lose the round when I was supposed
But
to win.
isn't it the sign of like giving up? Because if it would happen
It
for
was
me,
the
I
sign.
would move out to another apartment or whatever, get new internet and try again.
Yeah, but you don't get another apartment 2 days after. You need to
I know,
to leave
but
your apartment.
yeah, I know, but it's just like,
So you
and
didn't believe in
No, but
yourself that you could like get
look,
into the
because
top, right?
I will explain you a situation which was even worse. It's just like for the qualification, the first qualification I got disqualified because of the game crashed. So I came to a cyber coffee. I don't know if you. So I bring my computer. So I took the metro with my computer. Then I came to the cyber coffee with my with my computer, and I couldn't launch Quake Champion at the Quake Coffee because there was some kind of admin stuff which like didn't allow
yeah.
me to play it. So I asked the admin. They said we don't know what to do. So I got disqualified without even playing. So I just like took 2 hours to take my computer to go there, and it didn't work. I was like, why do I fuck myself up to manage to find a solution, but Quake Champion just don't like me. So fuck it.
But I must tell you that I had exactly same shit.
Ah, you had?
I organized bootcamp for Nosfa, Psyjip, and someone else, and we went to Poland for bootcamp to Internet Cafe. We had exactly the same problem, but we digged into it. That apparently, if you are like launching Quake at some places, some internet providers have like blocked ports, and then you need
Yes,
to
that was exact.
unblock certain ports to make Quake Champions servers work. I know it's pain in the ass, and like it's just this is what I mean. There's a lot of pain in the ass which we went through. That's why I said why you just like gave up a little bit too early. I know it shouldn't be like this. It should be like
Because it's happened
easy
three
and
times in
smooth.
a row.
Yeah, I know. It's just like I'm telling you, like this shit is happening for everyone. It's just like some people had really like were really stubborn and they were trying to go through it, and that's it. I think for cipher is probably the
Yeah,
same.
no, it's not that much. I think I
I think
struggled
it was
the
too much
least.
for me.
I struggled the least. I think from many. I don't know. I struggled about different things, not
Mhm,
these ones.
mhm.
I was like really mad that rockets doesn't like give damage. Like for example, that was like one of the biggest struggle. Like I couldn't like believe myself that I'm doing everything right, but then it's just not hitting. And then like how can you play the game when there is no like
Then you
red
also came back
connections?
a little bit strengths for like 2v2 with a series, right? And
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
also hype situation
Yeah.
because like two good aimers and stuff like this. And you went to LAN, and what didn't click on LAN? Like two best aimers, like what happened? Did you guys argue who gonna grab the LG, or like what happened?
No, no, no. I think like I was like so freaking fuck it. No, I think I was really too bad on this 2v2. I just like play only LG and I should have like played Rocket because I think I was like the the bad player with Ceres because he was carrying the team
Mhm.
and then I did like so many free kills to anyone. So
So
but we didn't think about
in this team, you were like Sparty in your team, -20.
totally,
Okay,
totally.
that's the thing. Um,
No, I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, I was not that good in that event.
mhm, mhm. Okay, what else for Quake Champions I wanted to ask? So which year you stopped in 2018, right? Completely, because there was like QPL, like in 2019, you didn't even try to go for challengers.
No, 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 no,
That
no,
was
no.
the time when
I
you.
mean, like, if I wanted to live long, I mean, like, I was stressed all the time. If I want to live long, I was
Okay.
just like, no, don't play Quake Champion because every time I was playing there, when you have the feeling that you really don't want to play the game,
Yeah,
like a feeling like fuck, I don't want to play that game. I'm
I
just
had it.
shaking because
I
I know.
had it so many times.
Yeah, but this feeling is horrible. It's just
Yeah, I
like
know.
fuck, I don't want to play because I know I'm going to be angry
Yeah.
the whole night. I'm just like, no, I don't want like to suffer again for something I don't want. So less chill and doing something
But
else.
again, I think I was the most angry in Quake Champions. I never was as angry in any other game, like not Quake Live, not Quake 3, not Quake 4. I was such a chilled guy. Only Quake Champions I became a psycho because of this
Yeah.
game,
So you understand. You understand then.
Yeah. Um,
I
okay.
know, I really hated this situation. Maybe Shootmania sometime made me angry sometime. I don't want to play fucking
Bro.
Shootmania, but like,
Shootmania was fun. We
Yeah, it
had
was
we
fun
had
times.
we had a cool team. But
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but I enjoyed the
yeah,
time
yeah,
of
yeah.
Shootmania. It was cool. It was something different.
Yeah, well,
And I think
in the
the game was actually very interesting. The format, it was something different.
Yeah, yeah.
Like one guy attacking, three defending. That was super good. I don't know why
because they
Shootmania didn't
changed
survive
the
more.
rail. They changed the rail stuff. Like you needed to have like a 3 point to the player in order to shoot. It changed it. So sometimes you could have the crosshair to him, but he doesn't shoot.
Okay.
There was the small jump also.
Mhm.
The ping was really bullshit also, but in the end, yes, there was a good potential. And I just remember you at Cyber Summit, you were not doing any attacks, but
Mhm.
the only moment you were supposed to make it,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
made it, and I
Yeah.
liked it. It was the
Somehow.
only moment we
Somehow.
really needed you to make it, and you
And
were
I
like just like doing like
yeah.
this, like you were a champion of the world. Like, yeah, cool. How much?
I remember
It wasn't.
that
Ah,
shit was
this one,
good.
yeah,
That shit was
yeah,
fun.
but it was exactly the moment you needed to make that.
Yeah, that was fun time. I remember we were bootcamping with cYpheR after some like Quake live event.
Yeah, and I'm feeling sad for cYpheR because he got eliminated against a team who were cheating.
Uh, when we played
Remember?
with Keeper, when we played with Keeper or who?
Yeah. You got fucked against cheaters, and it was
Yeah, it
proved.
doesn't matter. It's still. I
It matters. You
seriously.
should have.
I don't
It
remember who
matters
it
a bit.
was even.
It was
Origin,
Epsilon or Origin,
Epsilon or Parogen, yeah. They got like
like
yeah,
some Frenches.
Okay.
fucking French sometime.
Jeez. Fucking right.
Frenches.
You're still living in Paris, right?
No,
Right
no,
now.
no, not anymore.
Okay. Somewhere out,
No, I
but
mean,
still in France, right?
yeah, still in France, of course.
You went back to your hometown?
Exactly, yeah.
It was Angers?
Angers.
Angers,
NJ.
Je
Angers,
te jure,
Angers.
je te
Okay.
jure,
Je te jure.
je te jure.
Je te jure.
Do you still remember some Russian which you learned with cYpheR?
Yeah, Sevonia just for you, Zaibis just for you, budu tašić, i što poju tvoju barvu, nie believe golovu.
Exactly.
How it's even possible?
That's how he won against Cooler.
Как он поповедеться, да такой хуню, блядь! I remember.
Oh my
Zrote
god.
bani do moci fiasal.
That one.
This is for life. Seriously.
Okay,
It's
so
not gonna like
What
go
does
out.
that rote bani means? A lot of things.
a lot of things. Yeah, you practice a lot with Russian guys. Um,
Yeah, true.
anyway, who is in your opinion the best like Quake aimer overall?
Okay. So row wise, I would say toxic, but in position, I would say cYpheR.
Mhm. Don't you even consider Sirius as the best aimer?
No, because his position is not good.
Do you consider yourself as a like best aimer?
No, I think I could be one of the best in situation where no one can hit. But in terms of raw aim, I was not the best for sure. But I knew that I could hit much more than people in the position that people can aim me. Like for example in T7, when someone was on the mega health and I was like below, I know that some people can hit that much, but I could. I mean, like I was really one of the best aimer in situation where no one can hit, but in terms of like face to face, sometimes I was not that good.
You were really good with vertical aiming, like from
Exactly, that was my
bottom to
best.
top or
My
like
best.
otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was on the bottom, I was hitting a lot.
Mhm.
That's why I always play like that.
Like a lot of people like I think a lot of people overthink like Amy in general, and they also want me to make a podcast with Tox and stuff like this. But I think Tox wouldn't say anything specific. He will just say, "Well, I just like born like this. I'm clicking, and it's like working out." Like, do you have any LG tip for like newcomers, like at all? Like maybe some like
Yeah, of course.
okay,
Aiming with LG is not like aiming. It's just getting the position, going to the sides. Because like when someone is face to face, it's going left to right. But when you go to the side, instead of going left to right, it goes like this. So like
model
the
changes
place
angle.
small change. Yeah. So instead of doing like this, it goes like a little like that. So it's pretty much easier. So that's why with the low sense is better to go left to right there. So every time you go to the side against your opponent, you hit so much. So when you realize that, you go back to the side or just go behind him.
Yeah.
That was my. I always said like the LG is not about aim; it's about how do you position.
Yeah, I remember that because we spoke about it a lot of time. It's like it's combination of things, I would say. And what do you think about the railgun? What's the key with railgun? It's like
A Reagan, it depends. Like when
one
you
time,
face to
because
face.
one time I remember like Too Good said something which is kind of working. Like if you think about railgun like about shotgun, so you use the railgun in a way you use shotgun, it's much easier.
That's exactly yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Shotgun and Reagan are the same. Depends on the place you are, but it's all the time the same. You go to the side because Ray hitbox is just like so big that when you go to the sides, it's just easier.
So he said
And
to imagine
when
rail as a shotgun, and it usually works because people with really good
it works, yeah.
shotgun are really good with rail, like yourself. So
That's exactly why I was playing shotgun much more because I couldn't hit that much with rocket. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to change my sense to have better rocket because I know that I won't be good with that. So the only solution I had was shotgun, but it's risky move because if you fail a shotgun, you fucked. So you really need to be confident to hit that. Because when the thing which was good with shotgun is just like when you take a full, you don't realize that you took a full. And then in the end, you're like, why am I dead? Yeah, because you didn't feel that you took 155.
There's not as much knockback, or like, it doesn't push you away as much, and you don't really
always surprise.
Yeah.
It always surprise, and once you take this kind of shot, then the opponent there is really afraid after that. Because when I show my shotgun, it's just like, wow, I prefer not to go in.
Yeah.
So it's just like mental, yeah.
Especially during mid-fight, people not really look at the HP, they look at the crosshairs, so they don't really feel at all. As you say, that's a really good point. If there is like new Quake coming up, do you think you will ever try to come back, or it's already like past your life and now you're a DJ?
No, I will come back. I will come back just to try.
Just because of nostalgia and stuff?
Wait 1 second. 1 second, sorry. Oh, sorry, I'm here.
No worries. Just because of nostalgia, or just because like you're motivated to try to prove yourself again, or you miss
I think
competition?
I miss competition for sure, and like we're getting older and stuff like that. So I think even mental wise, I would be like less kid that I was back in the days. I hope so, but I just want to have nostalgia and just play against player I've played back in the day and just have good memories. Go back to LAN and just have fun, of course. But of course, I will play competitive. And try to change my way of thinking also. I mean, like when we get older, we're calmer also, and maybe the way I'm going to play team will be much more better also, because I know that my aim won't be that good as before because we're getting older. So I would just like focus more about team play, about how to help my allies, and try to have fun also, because it's competition, but also having fun is good too.
Only after 1 hour of talking, I realized, do you have like shaft ammo here, like on your necklace? Like here?
Yes.
Jeez, crazy.
And here.
Visor.
Yes, that's why I have the mask of...
It's very good that you have sign of Quake 3, because I used to take a piece of you and I was saying that first you shit talk the Quake Champions and then you tattoo yourself a visor from Quake Champion.
Yeah, because it was the best character though.
Then you explain it's the visor from Quake 3 actually. Anyway, I promised to keep you for an hour and that's it. I wanted to ask you like, okay guys, if you miss Strenx, please, we're gonna add like his like social media in descriptions.
Instagram would be nice, yeah.
Please follow
you can see me like,
and you can check his music as well, because he's like producing a lot now. Where we can find your music? Do you use like, what social medias you using? Like,
yeah, I'm going to show you right now. It's even called Strenx Quake, I mean, like in techno, I'm doing tracks which are about Quake. So somehow I didn't stop Quake. Because I have a mask of visor, I have like name of tracks which are like Cobalt, Furious Height, Lost World. I didn't call Aerowalk yet. I have Vertical Vengeance also. So everything is all about like slash visor. And if ID software listen to me, first of all, Saber, my apologies, like 50%. But if you want people because But in the end, if you want some new music for a new Quake, I can make something about that. You just tell me like the atmosphere you want, and I can do it. And I would be glad to make
That
some
will be
kind of
nice.
music about that.
Yeah.
I could make like the voice of Av3k whining, something like that.
Okay, so anyway, we will so that's it. We will also before uploading this video, we usually like do like 1 hour wait time, so we're gonna play your music there and we'll show people your music a little bit. That's it, Kevin. Thank you for joining me, and I think that was a
Thanks on
great talk.
Instagram here. Yeah, if you have any, if they have a question right now, just feel free to ask. I mean, like I'm here, so let's do it.
It's not live. We're just gonna like play it on YouTube later. So
Ah, okay, d'accord.
So
Okay.
it's like probably there will be some questions in comments you can step by, and as I said, we'll like in the description for the video we're gonna add all your social media where you guys can follow Strenx and see what he's doing now, like aside of Quake. Anyway, thank you, Strenx.
Thank you also. And if you have like a mask to make it for me, because I have like old mask. If someone is like have the skill to make a new mask in order that I put it, feel free to do it because I could pay for that for sure, but I really need a new mask for it. I
Yeah,
want to be the Quake DJ.
and we will show the picture of the mask he's using now of visor because I will find it and we will implement it in the video. Anyway, I appreciate it, Strenx, and thank you for your time and have a nice rest of the day.
Yeah, Paka.
Yeah, see you, see you.